Let's see what the mod collection was up to. Welcome back, Troglodytes, to your daily dose of guitar information, the Trogly's Guitar Show. We've got Sunny Sage Les Paul Special for $2,100. This one sold incredibly fast. It's got a few unique attributes to it, though, like, hey, they randomly threw the old 2014 P-style knobs on it. You might be quick to say, hey, those aren't P90s anymore, they're mini humbuckers. This is a mini humbucker. This is a Firebird pickup within a mini humbucker surround. Or is it? They're tricking ya. And it's this interesting light green peat color, I guess you could say. And then your back is the same color, with a relatively normal headstock. But now it's time for Silver Blast. So this is a 54 reissue custom with the Alnico 5 staple pickup in the neck and the P90 in the bridge. But what's interesting about this new finish is it's kind of a take on Silver Burst, but maybe a little bit different. It's more of a grayed out border. But look, it's got gold accents on your pickups as well as the saddle screws, and it looks like the posts within the bridge. And you can also see things like the golden lettering on your poker chip. Many times gold on a Silver Burst just doesn't look right, so I'm actually surprised how well that plays it off. Looks like they did a similar accent piece to our headstock as well with the golden washers, as well as the screws on the backside of the headstock, continuing your light gray burst color, but then a little bit darker for the body. And nice, they gave you a Lifton reissue case. But then they got experimental with Orange Desert Snake. This is a 58 reissue for $5,400, which is a slight premium, but you kind of have this red and black thing going on. It reminds me of the 2018 Boogie Van series, but just in a slightly different way. But we've got witch hat knobs and a really dark rosewood fretboard. But you do not have a continuation of that design on the back. But here's one of the newer SG Supremes, an Evil Scarlet Burst. Interesting, so they took this model, they voodooed it, and they widowed it. So voodoo refers to an old series where they had these black and red pickups. These are only slug coils on those. And then you get your red switch tip with your red lettering, as well as your red numbering. Threw the gold hardware on there just for fun. Looks like a satin refinish with a pretty appropriate looking top. However, the body doesn't have binding, so you're not going to notice it's a widow yet, because that refers to Gibson spraying over the binding in the same color. So for example, headstock binding, it's all red, as are your logos, as well as the side of the binding on the neck, which you can see a little bit more clearly in this photo. I kind of like the see-through backplate on that one. But interesting name on this one, 3D Glasses. It looks like it's got a red to purple color shift and maybe a slight burst pattern, but then you get zebra bobbin pickups, metal knurled knobs. Looks like this is based on a Les Paul Modern by the fretboard being mother of pearl inlays and ebony. We can confirm that on the back, but this is like a metallic blue. Now I'm curious, is it always metallic blue or does this also color shift? Either way, I bet the side profile shot's pretty cool. But then they tame things down just a bit with Majestic Gold 339, which is a slightly shrunken down 335 into almost Les Paul style. But we've got the old notch speed knobs over here, uncovered humbuckers, being advertised as the 70s tribute pickups. Nice. You don't normally get those on this model. But doesn't that just look like a refreshing glass of orange juice? But I think this might be my favorite one this week, the Purple Sapphire Sea. That top is insane. Like if I was doing a custom order and I chose this out and it turned out like this, I would be elated. That just looks great. They've got this whole slightly double color staining effect going on, so it really brings out the quilt. However, a lot of times when they do that, it also deadens how much it moves, but it looks great at every angle. But you've got this kind of really dull violet color and then maybe a little bit brighter along our edges. And then the pickups do have covers on them. It's just dirty fingers. They've got the holes in both locations. Then they threw the witch hat knobs on there just for fun, no pick guard. And then cool, we do have a really nice royal purple back. And this one has a regular serial number, so I think this might be a custom order that had a blemish and they had to remake it. But cool, it was also a 68 reissue. But if that was too dark, Jagged Ice is refreshing. I don't know, I might have to take things back. This might be my favorite. That's a nice blue color. The white plastics really pop. Not jiving with the overall shape of that pickguard though. That's just, you can tell they were using a different manufacturer for that one. But the white knobs are looking nice. Poker chip. But look how much fun the back is. It's also blue, but the edges are white, the neck is pure white. Don't forget your matching Moto backplate. This one just looks like a whole bunch of fun. but we'll take to the skies with Celestial Crimson Glitter. That's another one of those ones, if you didn't click on it, you probably just thought it was black, but no, it's like a really deep sparkly red. So the Double Cream 57 Classics are looking pretty good there as well. But I like the complementariness of the rosewood fretboard. And then, oh, they left the back red. And then for your Java, you got your medium roast burst. 56, wow, I didn't realize that was a 59. Kind of just looked like a 50s standard. It's got a really nice wide top. I bet that would look awesome in person. It just didn't photograph well. Because you can tell it's there, it just didn't quite show up. But no pick guard, all blacked out. As far as your plastics go, a slightly askew Les Paul model silkscreen with a Gibson USA truss rod cover. But hey, at least we have the historic style tuners. And it looks like they left the back red. But now let's visit the UK mod collection, who updated their photo this week. But they brought back the Eggplant Satin 70s Explorer. We've seen a few guitars done up in this finish, but it just appears to be satin this time. It looks alright if you're into that open wood pour grain thing, but yet still having the binding. And you've got the continuation of all that finishing on the back. But her headstock looks like it was spared. They went a little bit crazy on this one. Lavender Fabublast. I mean, for €2,200, I'm not surprised it's sold. It's weird. Weird good, weird bad. I'll leave that up to you, but I can totally see how this spoke to someone. Gold hardware, nice lavender with a dark purple around the edge, super sparkly. Daughters and glam rockers will fall in love with this. And then the collectors will find the back rather interesting. I wish they would have continued the burst job here rather than just leaving the neck completely purple. It looks odd. But, you know, it's unique. We'll give it to them. Then heading back up, we have Deep Space Sparkle. This one, even when you get in zoomed on it, it just looks like a really dark, sparkly one. A finish probably better appreciated in person. And it looks like the body matches. I can't quite tell from this photo on the neck, though. But this photo confirms it. Yeah, it's all sparkly. Even our edges. But then we had a Greystone Satin 70s Explorer with that cool kind of bluish black moto pickguard. Man, that just reminds me of the old gunmetal gray finish. That looks great. I would love to see an aged lacquer version of that where it like turns slightly green. That on an Explorer would be fantastic because I already associate that finish with heavier bands like Mastodon. So just throwing it on an Explorer makes sense for Bill Kelleher. He already has the signature golden axe. And then we had Burnt Orange Metallic Les Paul Special. It's just regular, kind of a dark orange color, as expected, but with a complete full matching refinish, front and back. So overall, not too bad of a week for the two mod collections, but now our demo shops, it's just the Gibson USA again. My top picks this week were the Modern Figured and Cobalt Burst. It was about $600 off. I just thought the top and color combination worked really well on this particular one. It's not Blueberry Burst, but fairly close. Our next one here, I was like, okay, black standard. What's the back look like? Whoa, yeah, that's good. I like it when the mahogany wood grain just has something a little extra to it. It's not something for the audience to love. It's just something for you to know that, hey, yeah, that's my guitar. But then as I went to the next one, the title caught my attention. Figured top Oxblood. I really feel Gibson just needs to go back to the drawing boards on that custom color series color and just revise it because so many people are saying the same thing that I thought when I unboxed it. It's too dark of oxblood. I think it would sell better since it's a figure top if they lighten it just a hair. If nothing else, that might help them sell more of them online. But this week they listed another one of these Mustaine Flying V's. $5,000 is not bad. I was actually trying to haggle with the shop because I had saved my previous one on my watch list and they had sent me an offer. Because at these prices, I mean, it's almost worth it for resale. Because once the demo shop stops listing their rejects and the market gets depleted, that's when weird models like these that maybe weren't 100% appreciated at first have the potential to go up in value. But this guitar actually popped up on a non-regular day. So I think what they're doing is they're staggering the release of however many of these that they might have. They wait for it to sell, then they list their next one. So the question is, how many do they have? Most of them just had that nut delamination issue with their finish. But they are unique guitars if you like that wider neck profile. But I was plenty happy with this 50s figure top. I mean, $2,300, not too bad of a discount, but it's just got that vertical wood grain as well as the horizontal flame. But that's not the only reason I saved this one. Check out that back. It's a lot lighter in color than usually you see on the mahogany of these, especially as compared to the neck, but it's really sandy at the same time. I like it. It reminds me of a lot of Fender ash bodies, although that's not what it is. And then lastly, a pretty stunning bangle burst. Doesn't have any of the signature yellow. Well, maybe just a little bit right here, but it just kind of makes it look like a brand new finish. That was shot really heavily and dark, but sometimes that ends up working. All right, troglodytes, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you tomorrow on the next one. Take care.